Leipzig 0, Liverpool 1. It's another win. It's another away win in Europe. It's another win in Europe. That's 3 out of 3. It's 11 out of 12. And Arne Slot becomes the first Liverpool manager since Bill Shankly to win his first 3 European games. So he's breaking records already. He's already got the greatest ever start to a manager. Now he's added to that today as well. Some amazing stats today. That was our 10th win in the last 12 European away games. And it was our 8th win in the last 11 away games in Germany. Germany, where, you think, oh, we never do well there. Well, we do. And the record is there to prove it. And don't forget, this is all against a team who are currently, I think, the joint top. They're second, I think, on goal difference, but they're right up there along with Bayern at the top of the Bundesliga. So it's a fantastic result, and it wasn't a brilliant performance, but it was a highly efficient performance. And I'm going to be using the word controlled a lot, I think, today and in general about this team, because it's how Slot has them playing and it's how they're winning games. Anyway, the first half, we actually started off with the usual sort of passion and moving control that we've seen over Arne Slot's time with the club, but we kept giving it away. And in the first sort of 15-20 minutes, we were gifting Leipzig some chances, and they really, it wasn't because of their high press, it wasn't because they were pressurising us all over the pitch. We were just sloppy, and it took us a while to get going. I mean, we had 65% possession to their 35, and yet their 35% possession had them with multiple shots and a couple of them on target as well. But then, on our real first attack, we'd had one half shot before that. But suddenly, I think it was Simicas puts in a cracking ball, Mo Salah heads it towards goal. I think it would have gone in off the post, but Darwin knocks it in. And I must admit, me head was in my hands thinking, oh God, has he knocked that in from an offside position? Because he tends to do that, doesn't he? But he hadn't. He'd ran from behind, and he finished it off like he should have, because it might not have gone in. It might have come off the post and bounced out, and he puts it away. Mo Salah gets another assist, and then after that, the rest of that first half, Liverpool were sublime. There was a Darwin Núñez brilliant header, which was saved really, really well by their keeper, who had a cracking game. He kept them in it. There was a Virgil header from a corner, keeper again. There was a Cody Gakpo chance, brilliantly laid on by Szoboszlai, and the defender was about to tackle him. And I do wonder about this with Cody, and he seems to be worried about the tackle coming in rather than just finishing it, and he blasts it into, well, he puts it into the side netting. I think he just needs to be single-minded and just put it away. He should have scored it, is the point. The other moment of the first half, which I think would have completely changed the game, is, and I've got to talk about them again. I say I hate doing it, but referees, VAR, there can't be anybody who saw that foul on Darwin Núñez who doesn't think that was a penalty. And when it showed the screen that VAR would see, it clearly shows that the defender, who was caught napping by Darwin sneaking in, actually takes him out at the shin. And how can they not give it? How can the referee not give it when he's 6 yards away? But then how can these people in the control room not give that? I don't know. I'm always at the end of games, and I'm so frustrated by these decisions. I go between, is it incompetence? Is there an agenda? What is it? What is it that these people, they've got one job to do, and that's to make the correct decisions in a football game. That's it. Not that difficult. And they see something different than 99% of the population. It was shocking. I think that kills the game, and it didn't, because it wasn't given. So we end up the first half 1-0. The other moment, but I'm going to forgive him for it. I'll explain why later. But the ball gets knocked over. Konate's in complete control of it. Kelleher comes running out of his box towards the right wing and goes to head the ball out of play, doesn't manage it. And the Leipzig player has got I say an open goal. It would be a great finish if he finished it, but he curls it just wide while Kelleher's legging it back to the goal. And it was a moment that he got away with. So anyway, second half, we're in complete control at the end of the first half. Second half, we continued the same. We were just bossing the game. Leipzig were just out of ideas. They didn't look like they had any real threat to them at all. And once again, it ended up being a bit of a nervy ending, because we hadn't finished off our chances. The keeper had a blinder, but we got sloppy again in the last 10 or so minutes. Slot had made a bunch of changes by then, and I think the balance was affected for that. But not that any particular player came on and had a bad game. I just think the overall flow and balance of the team was affected, and we got sloppy again and gave them a few chances. They did have a couple of goals offside, but they were miles offside, so nothing to worry about there. So anyway, we end the game winning 1-0. It was reasonably comfortable throughout, and it was a very professional performance and job well done. So on to the shout outs. I've got 3 today. 1 goes to the manager with such an incredible start, and equaling Shankly's record of three wins in your first 3 European games. 11 out of 12 wins to start the season. Joint top of the Champions League with 9 points out of 9. We've now, in 12 games, we've scored 26 goals, and we've conceded 5 plus 21 goal difference across all competitions, but 5 goals conceded in 12 games. Just phenomenal. And how's this for a record? It's the first time in our history we've started a season with 6 away wins out of 6. Absolutely incredible. What a start for Arne Slot. I just see the football becoming crisper and sharper as the games go by, and I see players really starting to understand what their role is. But I do want to go back to Slot again. But the second shout out goes to Darwin Núñez. He has struggled all season. I don't think Slot fancied him. I think, this is a personal opinion, but I think Slot thought Darwin's game is too chaotic for the type of game he wants. And I'll tell you what, this was him given a start because of Jota's injury, and he was more controlled, he was more effective in his running. He wasn't just sort of kamikaze running everywhere and creating chaos. There was more purpose to, and sorry if I keep saying it, but control as to what he was doing. And even the goal, he ran from the right spot to finish that off. Going back to Slot, I think Slot identifies things in players and he works directly with them. Every coach should do it, but I'm not sure they all do. Well, I know they all don't, because players can have a weakness and it goes on for season after season. But you look at Darwin today, and it was just so much better control of his game. He barely ran offside. I don't know if there was an offside given against him today, but his running was with much more purpose. Another example I will give is Konate. Konate was always diving in at an attacker's back and giving fouls away. That stopped. He never does it anymore. So I think that the coaching that's going on behind the scenes is really, really paying dividends. So anyway, well done Darwin Núñez. You had a great game, and great to see him back. Great to see him scoring. The header that the keeper saved was he did everything right, but unfortunately it was a great save from the keeper. But bodes well for going forwards, because we don't know how long Jota's going to be out. He doesn't tend to only miss one game, but we'll see. And then the third shout out goes to Kelleher. As I say, I'll forgive him for that moment in the first half that he got away with, but 6 saves he made today and a couple of absolute corkers. Once again, has been absolutely excellent. Another clean sheet for the lad, another win with him in goal. And I already mentioned the other day that only one goalkeeper in Liverpool history has won more games in his first 50 than Kelleher, and that was Alisson. And he's now added another win this 51st game. So well done, lads. A highly effective, efficient European away game. That's all you want. You get through it, you move on, you walk away with a win. So the next one, we are down in London and it's Arsenal. Come on, lads. Let's put a 7-point gap between us and those horrible Gunners. All right, all the best. You never walk alone to that.